Let's get more on Zip and its plans following its AGM, and we're joined now by co-founder Peter Gray. Peter, terrific to talk to you again. So October looked really good for you. In fact, your total transaction volumes there are 94% increase on the same time last year. What's driving that at the moment?
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's good to be here. Yeah, very pleased with the results we saw delivered across the group in October. 778 million in transaction volume. It's not only was it up significantly year on year, it was also up 24% month on month. So you may recall we've recently undertaken a global rebrand. So we understood that that would deliver a short-term speed bump with regards to some degree to transaction volume and customer acquisition. So very pleasingly, we've completed that successfully. We're now launching a marketing campaign in the US to familiarise our customers and the broader community with that brand, and that's been very successful. So we're very pleased to pick up the momentum off the back of that activity with such a significant uptick, which really does place us in a great position for the seasonality that we'll receive. The benefits of seasonality in November and December. Of course, in October in Australia, largely speaking, we saw Australians coming out of lockdown, and that did to some degree assist some momentum there as well.
And so, Peter, you have said you're not going to pay a dividend, but all of the profits that you do make will go back into business. So tell us what you would say to shareholders as to what you're going to do with that money rather than pay the dividends.
Yeah, I think conceptually we're probably a little bit off that decision anyway with regards to profit. We are a growth business, and we openly call out that we have very strong ambitions to take advantage of the opportunity to build a global buy now, pay later business. We see ourselves as having a very strong window over the next 24 months to really fulfil those ambitions. Obviously, it's a very good time for the space. There's lots of attention, which is significantly increasing awareness and adoption, not only in core markets such as Australia and the US, but we look to strategic investments, as you touched on, in markets like India, which have a significantly addressable opportunity for us. So we'll continue to invest in initiatives that allow us to grow and fulfil that ambition.
I'm just taking a look at your initiatives, and obviously you've got a big focus on the States at the moment. You've secured new partnerships, including one with a Utah-based bank there. Also, I noticed, just as far as some commentary in regards to getting into crypto, I don't know whether you can enlighten us further as to what you actually want to offer Zip customers.
Yeah, it's obviously a very topical subject as well, and interestingly enough, it is our most requested feature from our consumers, both in Australia and the US. So it has tested very well in terms of an additional functionality. So I think to some degree, in the first instance, will allow customers to buy and sell across the platform. It will also form part of our loyalty and rewards program, where customers may be able to redeem rewards via crypto. So it's really exciting in terms of the next level of product and feature set that we'll be delivering into our digital wallet, and how that enables increased levels of engagement as consumers are actually interacting not only with that feature, but the ability to buy and sell shares, and also access high interest coupon savings features is all part of our roadmap for the next 12 months.
Peter, let's talk about the competitive landscape, because there has been a big deal with Afterpay and Square, consolidation in the industry that probably leaves you guys as a target as well. How do you see that playing out and the wider industry on a competitive landscape as a whole?
Yeah, I think at the highest level, our view is that competition is a good thing for all participants. It really does significantly increase that awareness and adoption in a less mature market like the US, both for consumers and for retailers. It also potentially increases the overall size of the addressable opportunity. It's very early stages with regards to product differentiation and industry specialisation. So the market size is so huge, it does have the ability to support 5 or 6 industry participants in ways not dissimilar to credit card markets historically have been able to support a number of issuers that have a very strong business. So having said that, we do have great momentum to continue. We have some points of difference with regards to our go-to-market, taking a truly global approach, and clearly we have some competencies with regards to our credit and underwriting capability that do allow us to offer a broader range of products. So very firmly set on fulfilling our ambitions to build a global business.
And Peter, just finally, you are facing more regulatory pressures. Just wondering how you're responding to those, not just in Australia, but overseas as well, but specifically in Australia, because the RBA calling for the removal of that no surcharge rule, allowing, essentially as far as, what merchants can pass on as far as those costs are concerned. Where's that going, and what is your response?
Yeah, again, at the highest level, I think Zip supports fit-for-purpose regulation that is delivered after consultation with industry participants, and also including, relevant data points that, allow us to form reasonable regulatory frameworks for the products and services we're offering. They're very low in dollar size, and the concept of consumer harm is not supported by any data points. So always the Zip view has been supportive of fit-for-purpose regulation, and we believe that is a most likely medium-term outcome. We've always held ourselves to very high standards with regards to how we operate. So arguably that would be a competitive advantage for Zip, not only in Australia, but also in other jurisdictions where similar conversations are being had. With specific regard to the RBA, I think we certainly want to avoid regulation by whack-a-mole with bodies that don't necessarily regulate our space, putting forward public propositions without necessarily understanding the pathway to achieving those outcomes. I think in this instance, there's a little bit of water to potentially flow under the bridge with regard to a legislative requirement to enable the RBA to have some input into that discussion. So it is a fair way down the path. I think ultimately, the surcharge would only govern a small portion of the fees and services that we provide to a retailer. Processing the payment is actually only a very small component of our offering to merchants and the value they receive from our services.
Peter, great to talk with you. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon with the update.
Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.